Let's talk about clinical trials now here at Vitafoods Europe 2024. I'm here with Barry Skillington from Atlantia Clinical Trials. Thank you for joining us, Barry. Give us the top line. Tell us about what it is that you offer to your clients.
Sure. So Atlantia is a full-service CRO. So we offer end-to-end clinical trial services in the nutraceutical and functional food space. We have 2 clinics. We're a little bit different than a normal CRO in that we own and operate our clinics. So I guess we carry all the overhead, but that means we have all of the team in-house. So we have our own doctors, our own nurses, our own data team, quality team, and we operate from our own clinics. So we have a clinic in Cork in Ireland, and we have a clinic in Chicago in the USA. Yeah. So they're fairly decent footprint, and in those clinics we can do all of the elements of a clinical trial that are required from in any area. So we run full GCP standard trials in any type of area across many, many different types of populations. So we have our own database of subjects or participants, and we access those subjects for trials from cognitive to bone health to muscle to joint. We do a huge amount of probiotics, gut health, and those kind of areas. So yeah, that's what we do in a nutshell.
And in terms of the value, the added value that you bring to your customers, your partners who you work with, how do you articulate that?
So I guess it stems from the fact that we own and operate our clinics. That really brings value to our clients. We control all of the data. So we don't farm out a protocol being the instruction list for how the trial is going to run. We write the protocol in-house with our science team, and then we run the protocol in-house, which means we keep the noise level, the external noise level, very low. So if you give a protocol to multiple institutions and they run the same protocol, there will be nuances or differences in the way to do it. And that will have an impact on the data, especially because the effect sizes of these functional foods is very small generally. So we try and eliminate that noise and keep that effect size, as beneficial as possible to the client, because that's ultimately what you're chasing in the trial. So the fact that we design and run the study in totality means we have total control. We can advise you all the way along. We can make changes on the fly. Your primary outcome is what you're chasing, but your secondaries and your exploratories are kind of your, safety insurance policy in your pocket, that if the primary doesn't work, you have other things that you can draw from the trial. And then we have our own statistics teams who will do the analysis, so we can look at it many, many different ways in order to get you something from your data set, which is always of value. So very rarely does a client walk away with nothing, even if the main focus or the primary outcome doesn't work.
At the heart of any clinical trial, of course, is the participants. Just talk to us about your approach to a diverse pool of participants.
Yes, so absolutely. Without the participants, you have nothing, and recruitment can be the sticking point and is the sticking point of a huge number of trials. So we've decided we have our own recruitment in-house teams, one in Chicago, one in Cork in Ireland, and we recruit subjects continuously to the database. So when we do that, we have 39,000 people in our database right now. And when a trial comes in, we're looking for subsets of the population. So that database contains patients, it contains near patients, it contains healthy people, old people, young people, children, from the ages of 12 onwards. We can do infants if needs be. So it's a cross-sectional, a diverse cross-section of the entire population, both. And then in the US, you have a little bit more diversity in terms of ethnicity. But we have some ethnicity differences in Ireland as well, So it's not all generic Caucasians, there is others, but fantastic people. They come and they love being involved in the science. We make the experience really interesting for them. They get paid. And so in the end of the day, these people just want to keep coming back and contribute,
And that's really important for you, but of course for the output of the clinical trials as well, which ultimately is important to you and also to the customers and, ultimately to us as a society who benefits from the outputs here. Listen, Barry, thank you so much for chatting with us today. Wish you every success for the rest of this year's event.
Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye.